Okay. 21, I'm going Kennedy Chandler. And you and I think, have been a little bit lower on Kennedy than what the consensus take is on Kennedy. There are games like against Colorado where he looks like a just speed demon out there when he's turning the corner on Evan Batty every time and getting to the rim and finishing. There are also times where teams switch defensive coverages and ball screens, and he looks like he has no idea how to handle it.
Yes.
That's the big thing that worries me. Like when I watch him, I see a guy that is still really learning how to be a high level point guard and not just use his speed and tools to get where he needs to go. And that's tough for me whenever he's a 6 foot guard, I guess is what I would say, who also has some real shooting questions as well.
I think you and I have talked about it or you wrote about it before too. And I prefer Sharife Cooper over him, and Sharife doesn't really get much burn. He slid a little bit. When you're that size, you have to really, really be able to shoot it to stick and to score. And especially in the playoffs, especially in the 7-game series, those are the types of things that are isolated on and exposed. So I had him a little bit lower than that. I won't completely deny that he's had some good moments, but seeing those games where he has switched on or is a little bit more physical with guys, he's struggled. So I actually have him outside the first round, which might not be a hugely popular thing. I don't necessarily love the style of play. I had an agent say, could he be Darius Garland? I said, no, he cannot be Darius Garland. But I don't know if that's the sell or the pitch, but
Darius can shoot. Darius is not a shoot.
That's the point. He's shoot. He's probably a little bit bigger. He's an all-star. That's the difference. Can Kennedy Chandler be an all-star? No. Can he find a spot, a fit? If a team wants to play up and down, it's possible. Kyra Lewis did it. It's possible. But I don't. There's a ways to go to kind of be a starter, I think, too. And you're unless you have a monster-sized 2-guard too.
Kyra is even a decent amount bigger than Kennedy is. Yeah,
1-ish.
It's just really hard to be a 6 foot guard who is 170 pounds. It's really hard to do that in the NBA. Kennedy, I actually like his defensive effort. I think that he does.
Really he works on defense. Yes,
but he's just going to get blown through. The dudes in the NBA are fucking strong. I mean,
really strong too. And some of the points that people make about defensive stuff, he'll really work, and it's nice for a possession or two. It's hard to do that every single play when you're posted up, you're reaching in, you're doubling down. You just get worn out too. And the speed,
and then
isn't
also
the same by the late second half, fourth quarter when you're doing that every single play.
Yeah, and then also have to lead the offense on the other end because he has to be the point guard who's initiating everything. It's hard. I think it's hard. It's hard to buy. A number that scared me was that Tennessee's offense has the same offensive efficiency, whether he's out there or their backup Zakai Ziegler is out there.
Yeah, not great. Not great.
Yeah. So, that's my pick. I still think the speed is real. I think the creativity is real. I'm comfortable with him as a player off the bounce, but I see him more as a backup point guard who could maybe be the 20th to 30th best point guard in the league. And you mentioned Sharife Cooper. I think Sharife Cooper was a much better prospect. Sharife Cooper went 47th last year, something like that. And I had Sharife Cooper at 23 in a better draft. I have Kennedy Chandler at 20 right now. So